Hello team and welcome back to the channel. So before starting the video, a humble request to you all, please subscribe to the channel. We are very close to 1000 subscribers. Also, I upload videos on daily basis at 9 AM in the morning. So if you are interested in DevOps tools and technology and learning new things in DevOps, then you should definitely subscribe to the channel. Okay. Now coming to the main topic. So today we are going to build and deploy an application using CircleCI. So recently one of my subscribers commented in a video that they want a video to be made on CircleCI so that they can start building and deploying their own application. Okay, so I started a little bit research and I learned little bit about CircleCI, how it works and how we can use it to build and deploy our application. Okay, so the best thing that I noticed about CircleCI is that you don't need to install any application on the system. You can directly just log into CircleCI or sign up using your Gmail or any other account, and you can start building your application directly from there. Okay, also it will directly fetch your source code from GitHub, so that also you don't need to specifically store code on your local system or somewhere. Okay, so to explain what we are going to do today, we have a basic sample Node.js based application in GitHub. So using CircleCI, we will first build the application and package the application using npm and Node.js, and then we will use Docker to create a Docker image, and using that image we will deploy the application inside a Docker container. Okay, so make sure to watch the video till end. Also I'm doing this for the second time today. Okay, so make sure that you watch the video till end to understand step-by-step process. Also, if you have any issue or if you want any specific topic on which a video should be made on, you can comment that in the comment section and I will try to make a video on that. Okay, so with that being said, let's get started. Okay team, so as mentioned earlier, I'll be doing everything from scratch so that you can understand everything. Okay, so this is the GitHub repository which we are going to use in our CI/CD pipeline, and it is very basic Node.js application having the two pages index.html and about section. So everything will be looking nice once it is deployed. Okay, so to get started with, first of all, what we need to do, we need to search on Google as CircleCI. This is the tool that we are going to use. We don't need to install it, but we need to sign up on it. Okay, so if you are doing it for the first time, you can click on sign up, and you can see there are multiple options to sign up with. One is email, then we have GitLab, GitHub or Bitbucket. So wherever your source code is, you can sign up with that account. For me, I just used email and then I connected to my GitHub account. Okay, so let me sign in, click on login with email. Okay, so yeah, so I have logged in with my email account and I have connected with my GitHub. Okay, they will ask you for GitHub ID and password, so it will connect. Okay, so once you have connected, this is the page that will appear. It is sort of organization. Okay, if I expand here, you can see organizations is just one organization I'm having, which is the GitHub page. Okay, so in case we want to start building our pipeline, what we need to do, we need to go to projects, and here you can see all my GitHub repository projects are visible. So let's say that this is the Node.js application, same thing I can see here, same name is there. So we want to build and deploy this, so we will click on setup project. Okay, now you can see here there are three options available. First one is use the if your repository is already having this config.yaml file. Okay, then you can select this option. If you want to create a new branch and a starter CI pipeline, you can select this. Last one is take me to a config.yaml template. So they will give you template, you need to edit it. So for now, what I will do, I won't select any of them. Instead, I will go back and here I will create a new branch. Okay, so what we are going to do is we will create our own pipeline. Okay, so I will provide the name as develop-circle-ci. Okay, and click on create. So this new branch will be created. Okay, so new branch has been created. Now what I will do, I will clone it. Okay, and then we are going to make some changes. So let me clone the repository here and let it open, and let's type git clone, right click with the repository URL, Once it clones, we will switch to our develop branch and then we will start making the changes. Okay, and I will explain to you what changes are required and what changes are we are going to do. Okay, so let it clone. It is taking a little bit of time. Yeah, so cloning is done. Let's go inside our yeah, so now we are inside our repository. Okay, let me open it. This is the repository. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to open VS Code and we will make editing there. Okay, yeah, so VS Code we have opened and we will click on file, open folder, downloads, and we will select this one, select folder. Okay, so we have started with this. Okay, now what I'm going to do is create one folder and one file. Okay, so first of all we need to create a folder which will be known as, this is the proper formatting which you need to keep the same. So name will be CircleCI. Okay, folder name is CircleCI. Click enter, and inside this folder we need to create a file known as config.yml. Okay, now this config.yml file, this is the file where we are writing our pipeline, the commands which needs to be executed. Okay, so let me write and I will explain it to you what exactly it does. Okay, so first of all we will define a version. In our case version will be 2.1, which is I think latest. Basically version will define like what are the things that will be present in your like what are the resources that can be used. Okay, so version, and then we will be having jobs. Okay, okay, so rest I have written already, and let me copy and let me explain it to you what exactly each one is doing. Okay, tab and paste it here. Okay, see, so jobs are the stages, you can say stages as we have in Jenkins. So first one we have run test. Okay, this name also you can change. Let's say I want to make it as build. Okay, build underscore test. Okay, yeah, and then we have written Docker. So basically this is the one, like this is the executor sort of thing on which our application will be built. So basically we are using a Docker image of version version 12. This is inside this CircleCI repository, and this is the Docker image which we are going to use to build our application on. Okay, and steps we have, so first one we have checkout, and then commands we need to run. So command name I have written as install npm dependencies. First thing we are going to do is like download all the required dependencies. Okay, to see what dependencies are required we can go to package.json, and here you can see we are using Express for building our application. Okay, so it will download the Express and all, and then final command. See, the format is command space, and then we have this straight line. So basically like that means on the next line, so next line we have the command npm install save, and this will download all the dependencies. Okay, next up what we need to do, we need to build our Docker file. Okay, a Docker image. So this command, and let me paste it as well as explain it to you now. Paste it here. Yeah, so in here also we have defined that on this same executor our stages of Docker will be built. Okay, then we have steps, checkout, then we have Docker layer caching. So in case you are wondering what is Docker layer caching, basically when you are building a Docker image there are certain layers used for building it. Okay, so if you are if you are constantly building multiple Docker images, then you should keep it as true, because it will download and save some of the caching like layers for the further use. So in my case, since I'm already using a Docker image to build on, so there is no point on like keeping this layer caching. Okay, next we have we are going to build the Docker image. Okay, so first of all what I will do, I will remove these two things. These are not required as of now. Okay, now here you can see it is saying Docker build. This is the basic command that we use to build our Docker image. Docker build, then providing a simple name, and let's provide the name as Node.js web app 1, here also one, okay, and here also one. Yeah, okay. So this is the like normal command which we use to build our Docker image, and side by side I am tagging also. Let me remove this. Yeah, okay. So 1 second. Yeah, okay. Next up, if in case like we want to push our Docker image to Docker Hub repository, for that we need to log in. So Docker login command is docker login -u, then username, then password. Okay. So for password, first of all, like we need to create it in the form of environment variable. This thing you are saying with $sign, this is because it's added as an environment variable. So how to add environment variable? Let me show you that as well. Okay, so we have 1 second. Okay, so once we like connect and push things in our once we connect with this project, then only this project settings will be appearing, and then I will show you. Okay, so first of all, okay, let it be. So in second line, what we are doing, we are basically logging into our Docker Hub repository using the credentials, Docker Hub username and password. And final stage is Docker push, then the image name and tag I'm using as latest. Okay, so these are the steps that are going to run, but this is still not complete. We have to define workflows. Okay, so workflows, what exactly is workflow? So let me, yeah, okay. So workflow basically like shows how many stages will be there. Okay, so as of now we have 2 stages, build underscore test. So let me correct it, build and build underscore test we have, and second stage we have Docker build image. Okay, so these 2 things will be happening. Okay, so this is correct. Now let me save this and let's push this. Okay, so for pushing I will run the command as git add dot. This will add all the files whatever we have created now. Then git commit -m, the message will write as added config dot YAML. Click enter, and finally we will, okay, 1 second, we need to do git checkout as well, because we are pushing this in main branch, which I don't want. Git checkout develop, then we have what was the name, CircleCI. Okay, CircleCI, click enter. Okay, branch is corrected now. Okay, no issues. Let me copy this file and we can, yeah. So here first we created a folder .circleci, and inside this we have a file config .yml. okay, and here we paste the contents now, and let us save this, and then we will add it. Commit, and finally we will push the stages. Okay, okay, so once these changes have been pushed inside the repository, then we can connect and then we can start the build with CircleCI. Okay, so let's wait for it to complete. Meanwhile we will go back to our repository and just refresh it one time. Okay, so changes have been pushed inside, and let's refresh one time again so that the files, yeah, you can see the files have been created here. If I open the folder, we have config.yaml file, and all the stages I have written now. Okay, now we can go back to CircleCI, click on setup project, and here, since I have already added this file, okay, so I will provide the name of the branch, develop-CircleCI, and it is searching, and you can see it found the YAML file, so we can click on setup project. So it is loading now. Okay, Okay, so these are some of the previous build which I ran, and now what I need to show you is project settings. If I open this, here you can see environment variable. So this is the place where we like add our values which we will be using in the form of variable later. Okay, so I have added the Docker password. If I go back here, see, as of now there are no builds running. Okay, so what we will do to trigger the build, we can make some changes here. Okay, so I will click on edit. Let's just add our new line and we'll click on commit changes. So basically it's like a trigger. Whenever you commit changes, it will start the pipeline. Okay, so going back here, let me refresh it. You can see one build started, so we will open it and we will monitor it from here. First stage is build test. You can see it is setting up the environment. So since we are using a Docker, so it will, yeah, okay, so see, first stage was to install all the dependencies, and it downloaded, sorry, yeah, it added 57 package. Okay, so this stage complete. If we go back to our build, you can see even Docker stage complete. So if I scroll down, you can see basically since we are using a Docker container as an executor, so first of all what it does, it spin up the container and starts it, and finally it runs our command which we have shared. Okay, so you can see it has pushed the image now. Okay, now to see the image, we can go to Docker Hub repository. Okay, meanwhile let it open, and you can see whatever command we have mentioned, it is showing here even, and it ran in the format of bin bash. Okay, so this is like very easy actually, because everything is provided to you. And here you can see latest image last pushed a minute ago. Okay, so this is the latest image that we have pushed, and tag we have latest. Okay, now what I want to show you is how we can deploy this using a Docker container. Okay, so I will copy the image name. Meanwhile, let's go back to our pipeline once, and here we are. Okay, so basically what happens, like when once you have connected a repository, any specific branch to that CircleCI, then every time you push any changes in your branch, it will automatically trigger the pipeline. In case you want to like unfollow the project, you can like do it from here. Unfollow basically means like disconnect. Okay, so you can do that. Okay, now as I said, so now we are going to deploy the application. We have already created a Docker image of it. Now we can just deploy it using a Docker container. So we can run the command as docker run -d, and what else, a name we can provide as node.js 123, and port, let's say we want to keep as 8081:8081. Okay, and the image which we have just built, click enter, and it will start looking for the image in the Docker Hub repository since it is not available on local. And let's see, you can see it shows this, that yeah, it gave us the ID. That means our container has created. So to access the container, what we can do, we can copy the IP address of the VM on which it is deployed, paste it here, paste 8081, click enter, and you can see the application has been deployed and it is accessible over the browser. And it is like good looking application having two tabs, home and about section. About section simply showing details about my YouTube channel. Okay, and we have home section where it is just hello from DevOps Shack. Okay, so this was the basic implementation of CI/CD using CircleCI. Okay, so if you also want to start doing that, then you can follow this video properly and you can start like building and deploying your own application. You can see like today I built a lot of things, and basically it failed a lot of times, so it took quite some time to like understand and figure out what was the issue, to fix it and everything. And that's all for today's video, and I hope this video was useful for you. In case it was, then give it a like. Also, if you are new on my channel, then don't forget to subscribe. So thanks for watching.